I'm gonna tell you something. I'm Star-Lord.
I get the same old dreams, same time every night. Fall to the ground and I wake up.
Hello, everyone. You weren't ready at all. I thought you.
This is like getting into the music, though.
Oh man, that was like pretty much what we were like the entire movie last night. Anyway, welcome to Ranked and Reviewed. I'm your host, Tomye West. Joining me as always is my co-host, Alannis Maximus. And not again. It's a podcast. It's not Mimecast. I don't know, man. I got nothing.
My podcast. A Mimecast.
Anyways, we're here to talk about Mission Impossible 7, isn't it? Isn't it
So.
Dead Reckoning Part 1? If you haven't tuned into Ranked and Reviewed before, what we do is we take movies. We used to take a bunch of movies from a franchise and rank those movies in that franchise next to each other from best to worst. And then this year we decided to do a little bit of a change up where we are doing all the movies for this year that are being released this year, every movie, and we are ranking them from best to worst. So at the end of the year, we will have one giant big list for all of you to check out, where we consider the best movies and the worst. Now, listen, we're not saying this is gospel. We're not saying that we always make the best calls. And we're not saying we have the best taste in movies. And tonight's episode may show you that. I don't know.
Will it, though? Will it?
And first of all, before we get started, I'm so out of fucking practice with doing this. We haven't done an episode since we did our awesome interview with Frankie from Red Cow Arcade and Red Cow Entertainment. He's an awesome dude. Go check out Red Cow Entertainment, by the way. That was a fun interview. What did you think of that?
I had a really good time, and I think watchers would have a good time too. So go and watch it.
Yeah, go check out that interview we did. We talked about Disney. We talked about Marvel. We talked about making movies. We talked about music. We talked about, of course, Angry Video Game Nerd. We talked just everything. And it was meant to be an hour. We ended up going like an hour and 22 minutes with him. So it's nearly an hour and a half. And it's a really, really good interview. So go check it out. With that, we're going to get on to our 4DX review of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. We're going to get started with our overview. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Released 2023, no shit. 12A, its rating. Again, I don't know what this rating is, 12A.
12 assholes.
It's like the new PG-13. It's fucking it's whack. This movie, oh man, it goes for 2 hours and 43 minutes.
We will go.
Well, we'll get there. I was going to ask you a question. I was like, no, we're not going to get there yet. 2 hours and 43 minutes. Fuck yeah, now. And the very short synopsis just goes like this. This would have been good to know, like last night. Ethan Hunt and his IMF team must track down a dangerous weapon before it falls into the wrong hands. This is directed by Christopher McQuarrie. This was written by Bruce Geller, Eric Jenderson, Christopher McQuarrie. This stars Tom Cruise, Haley Atwell, and Ving Rhames. I don't fucking know, man. And this has a rating of an 8.0. Did I say that? Yeah, that's pretty high. That's pretty fucking high. And the box office budget, like, cost them to make this movie was an estimated $290 million. With an opening weekend, this is pretty bad. 54 million. And it grossed worldwide. So it's grossed in US and Canada totally 126 million. But then it has a gross worldwide of 378.5 million. So I guess they've made their money back at least. So with that, Alannis, let's get started, shall we, on our thoughts of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. As always, we're going to start with you.
Well, I'd like to say the 40.
Wait. We're forgetting one very important thing.
Oh, yes, the best moment of the movie.
Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, man. I go grab it. I'm going to download it. 1 second. I totally forgot we were going to do this. A little special preview for all you guys. This is never been done before. Whoa. What just happened?
Hey.
What has happened?
Hello. And he just pops in the end.
Fucking hell. Oi, we didn't say this was a good show. I just want to say that to everyone out there. Everyone's just like, fuck, this is a rough show. We know. As I said, we're out of practice. It's been a while. It's been a while. Now, where did that save to? Fucking hell, man. I'm like, save. And it's just like,
I like it because I'm cheap and I don't pay for YouTube Premium. Occasionally, places just get free advertising. In the
I can't believe you do not pay for YouTube Premium. Man, come on. It's like, do you like watch a lot of YouTube or not?
It's more of a time filler thing for me, I think.
So yeah, you're not like me.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I do. Oh my god, man! For something that we really wanted to do, I'm having a bit of trouble here. Wait, give me a second. So, okay, you know what? Fuck it, Alannis, get into your thoughts of this while I get this video up.
Yes. Well, my thoughts are I don't have many thoughts because, well, I wasn't totally aware. Now, I'm going to have trouble justifying the decision we made in seeing this movie, but I'll try to. We went, wow, Mission Impossible 40X. We don't know much about these movies. We haven't seen any of the movies before this, but I mean, 40X will probably be good. And how much do we need to know? It's Mission Impossible. It's about an impossible mission. Turns out the impossible mission was sitting there for that long. Like, I just couldn't pay attention. I noticed on one side of the cinema there's a blinking light, and that was more entertaining to me than the movie. Now, this is all completely subjective. I guess if you're one into Tom Cruise and two into weird espionage movies that kind of had the approach of trying to be serious whilst also being an 80s action movie in the way it delivers itself, but worse, this movie's for you.
I want to ask you something quickly. Would you say that Mission Impossible is trying to kind of be serious, but it's also trying to now lean into like the Fast and the Furious level of sort of like silliness? Like, I know we haven't gone to space yet with Mission Impossible, I think.
That we know of.
That we know of. Correct us if we're wrong, but I don't think it has. So I know it's not quite that sort of stupid. Like, where like you can throw, like, isn't there a part in Fast and the Furious where like one of them throws another one into like a parking shed and it like completely collapses or something?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. There's nothing that stupid in this movie, but it's borderline. What do you think of that?
I got some it was trying to be serious, but it was also trying to be kind of action hero-y. So I guess like Fast and the Furious, but I'd say like your normal kind of action movie conventions. But it didn't work because it didn't do it well, and it felt like it didn't know what it wanted to be. I don't know if that's just me. I don't know if they've always been that way, and that's what's good about them to some people. But
They hyped this movie up before it was coming out, and everyone was like, "Man, this movie is gonna fucking kill it! Like this movie is gonna do probably the best numbers of the year. This movie's gonna be this and that." And then it comes out to like 8s and shit, and then I'm like, "Well, that's weird. I thought this was gonna be like pretty much like a certain 10." You know what I mean? From the way people made it out, like I mean, I don't even know how much the last fucking Mission Impossible was like looked at. Like, I know that Henry Cavill was in it, and that he had to have a moustache, which he then had to like have fucking taken out and digitally take it out in that shit as Justice League movie. What was Joss Whedon smoking?
I still have a theory he was trying to tank that movie.
I reckon because the majority of like the stuff that it wasn't his movie. It was someone else's movie that he came in and did $25 million worth of reshoots, which for that movie is nothing. That's like 7 scenes of like people talking, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like if you're a director and you come into a movie that's like you had no say in how any of it was directed in the first place, how much would you really give a fuck, you know?
Yeah.
You'd be like, not my movie.
Nope.
Anyways, here's a little sneak peek of me and Alannis last night at Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, when we still had a glimmer of hope in our eyes that we were going to enjoy this movie. That was what we were like through this whole movie. And look, the cinema wasn't packed at all. There was how many people?
I think there's 3, apart from us.
3 people. And I'm sure they were happy that we left. You know what I loved? You know what I loved? Was like every time there was like a quiet beat, you were like, who's that guy? What's going on in this part? Who's he talking about?
I was just so confused because I had no idea and I couldn't pay attention because I didn't care.
I just found out something too. Okay, so I was watching This Is Important Today, which is the Workaholics podcast, and they were talking about Mission Impossible, and they said that thing where he pulls off the rubber mask is in like all of them.
Okay. So it's like a catchphrase moment kind of thing.
Yeah, and they're like, I just ask them, why does it look so real and then not real?
But they could do it in such better ways. Like they have all this high tech. Like you can compare it directly to what Shield agents and stuff have in the MCU, where they have like it looks real and it's like a bit of cloth that they pull off. Why not do that?
I don't know, man. But you know those like really expensive rubber masks and shit you can get from magic shops that are like pirates and shit that have like their full-on features and shit. So like before the moment where they pull the mask off, and it'll cut to them and they pull the mask off. Like before that shot, it's like a real person, obviously. And then they make that fake mask for the like probably molded around that person's face, and then get someone to chuck it on. And but like that one frame where they start pulling it off, that looks terrible.
Yeah.
So anyway, our thoughts on this movie is it was trash. And our other thought was, okay, so we got to like after the car chase scene in Italy.
Venice.
And no, it was no, because of the Colosseum
Ah,
behind it.
True.
Remember?
that's
Venice was the shot afterwards, wasn't it?
maybe. I remember a boat.
Okay, so we got up to where he literally nearly got run over by the train in that car, and
No,
well, yeah, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. And we're not gonna lie because we just can't. Like, what are we gonna do? We could lie, and it'd be pretty funny. But we walked after that, and we were sitting there, and Alan was like, I don't know, man. This is really not that good. And I was like, yeah, I'm fucking so bored. And I was like, so who's getting up first? And you were like, on the count of 3, we get up. And you go, 1, 2, 3. And I just fucking stood up. Like, I was like, I don't care if this. I wasn't sure if you were joking or not at that point. I was like, at that point, though, I didn't care. I was like, okay, I'm out. And this is a first for Ranked and Review.
Yep.
We have not bullshitted you at all, ever. We've seen every movie we've reviewed. The only movie that I've reviewed apart from this that I didn't watch in full again, up until actually just like recently, was Batman Returns. And I told you all why I didn't watch that. And it's because every time I put it on, which was at night when I had time, I'd fall asleep because that movie is boring as shit. So that's it. That's the only movie apart from this that we didn't watch the rest of it because we couldn't handle it. Because we didn't realize that nothing in this movie would matter to us, not matter to us because we hadn't seen anything of the others. Now look, you could say the same thing for Fast X. Like, how are you going to enjoy Fast X over Mission Impossible when you haven't seen any of the Fast X movies? Now, first of all, Alan's seen a lot of the Fast X movies, Fast Furious movies. I haven't seen any of them since Tokyo Drift. So I still enjoyed my time in Fast X more than this because that movie knows exactly what it is, and that's being silly and stupid, and it's like over the top, and it is like out loud laughable how bad it is, and that's why it was fun to watch. It was a good time because it was just terrible, you know. Whereas this movie was missing the fun element because it wasn't trying to be terrible, but that's what made it so terrible.
Yeah. Yes.
Alannis, do you want to talk about some of the fucking magic tricks they pulled off in this movie?
First of all, why was he doing street? What were those keys, and why was he doing street magic with them? Like at that point, that's one of those moments. Like, why are you doing this, Tom Cruise?
It's almost like Tom Cruise was just like, "Oh, I learned this cool sleight of hand thing. I'm going to do it in this movie." And he was like, "Should I do it here?" And they were like, "Oh, I don't know if it goes." He's like, "Shut the fuck up. This is my movie." He's just like.
And then the train about to hit the car, and he's trying to pick the handcuffs with the one fucking paperclip. And then just before it hits, he jumps out and he's taking the steering wheel off. Now,
wait a minute. Was that the same paperclip she just used?
Yeah. Somehow he
got a lot of use out of this one fucking paperclip, man. Without bending the shit out of this fucking paperclip, man.
Yep.
Yeah, like, what about there was some other magic tricks in this. Like, what about, okay, this wasn't a magic trick, but why did he, so the bomb at the airport. I don't understand. Why wasn't the bomb there anymore? I'm guessing if we would have stuck around for the 2 hours, it would have maybe found out. But why when he was on the phone, he goes, "What do you mean there's a bomb? How long have we got? What's going on? What's the last clue?" He's like, and it's like, 15 seconds, quick. He's like, "What's the last clue?" And he's just like,
"It'll go off before I can tell you.
It's gonna kill us. It's gonna kill us before I have time to tell you what's going on. 10 seconds." And you're like, so not only did you have enough time to say that whole line, but you still had 10 seconds. This movie had a lot of loose ends. This movie had a lot of like, oh, just forget it. The audience is dumb. They won't care.
Because Tom Cruise makes cinema.
I don't know, man. Like everyone was raving about Top Gun Maverick, is it too? Yeah, and saying it was like the best movie ever. Now, look, we weren't reviewing movies at this time. We weren't doing even our podcast. I don't think at this time. So we didn't see it. I didn't see it. Did you see it?
I did not.
So if we had been, we would have seen Top Gun Maverick. But everyone was raving, saying that was the best movie ever made. It made like, I think it made over $1 billion. It's like a super well-made, really good made movie. And then like everyone was like, "Oh, Tom Cruise is like back as a blockbuster. Like this next Mission Impossible is going to be off the chain." Like people were talking like this Mission Impossible was going to be was going to be way better than all the previous Mission Impossibles that had come beforehand. And if that's the case, I'm never watching one of these things.
I feel that, yeah.
Man, I feel really bad for the audience members that were like, "Oh, they're doing a Mission Impossible movie review. I want to watch this." Oh, they didn't even watch the movie.
I mean, we're honest, so I mean, honesty is the best policy, right? We tried.
Yeah, last night when we left the cinema, an hour and 10 minutes or whatever into this movie, we were walking across the road from the cinema to the car, and I was like, "You were like, so I guess the review's off?" And I'm like, "No, we're still reviewing." I'm like, we should just both make up the plot lines to what happened at the end and just like have completely different stories. But then I was like, no, then people will be like, do they even watch the movie?
Hey, we watched part of it.
Like, okay, let's just have some fun now. Alannis, give me what you think happened at the end of this movie.
I think that the very end at the last moment, a black car rocks up. Dominic Toretto comes to save the day because he's actually the distant cousin of Ethan, whatever his name is, and nothing is stronger than family.
Okay, I'm going to give you what I think happened at the end. From Venice, they go to Peru, and they find the Cup of Christ. No, after Venice, they end up going to Slovakia, and they meet this guy named Gerald. And Gerald has the bomb, and he's like, "I'm going to use it to blow up only Slovakia, where we are right now, and the rest of the world can go and get fucked." And Tom Cruise was like, "Well, then I don't have anything to worry about then, because it's not America. And the movie ends with him just putting his glasses on and going, "America.
Mission possible.
Mission successful." So, I mean, Alannis, this movie was an impossible mission to sit through.
Yes, that was the mission. And I feel it was...
Hold on a second before you finish that thought. Wait.
How is the intro credits the best bit of a movie?
Why were they showing all the things that were going to happen in that movie later on?
Or are they from the last movie?
Well, he was showing the bit where the motorbike off the cliff, wasn't it?
Ah.
Like, have a look. I'm going to play it again. And just have a look. You'll see there's the part where he's like letting go of the motorbike over the cliff. Look. You saw it, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, but did you remember that bit when the like blonde-haired bad chick was like driving the big truck and she fucking crashes through the thing or like goes off like the little like thing? They just showed that in it too. So that, and I heard that they did have like a fight on top of a train because people were saying it's like Indiana Jones, and yeah, it was in many parts.
Yeah.
And they said that Indiana Jones's train part was shit compared to that. And I'm gonna say we didn't see the train part, but I beg to differ.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's my other question I want to pose to you, Alannis. What is wrong with our taste in movies compared to the rest of the world? Because me and you loved Indiana Jones. We loved Dial of Destiny. We thought it was so much fun. And then we saw this movie and we were like, this car chase scene looks exactly like what they did in Indiana Jones. And then apparently there's the fight on top of the train, which is exactly what they did in Indiana Jones too. And everyone was like, Mission Impossible though. I don't know, man. What is wrong with the world at the moment?
I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Now, as your prediction, I know you were like not looking forward to this movie, but after seeing things and hearing things and all this, is your prediction that Ninja Turtles is going to do better than this?
I hope so. I feel on premise alone, it can't be worse.
It can't be because at least we have some invested interest in it.
Exactly.
At least, we're like, me and Lars have a lot of similarities to the Turtles, yeah? We both like pizza. We both have skateboarded.
We are both ninjas.
Yeah, I know. We do ninja classes on Wednesdays and Thursdays after we've done horrible things to people in parks or something. Because we're testing out our ninja skills. That's why we're getting them. And we're both teenagers still, at heart. Yeah. At heart. And
we have a rat that we call father.
And I am a bit of a mutant.
I live in a sewer.
So yeah, I think Ninja Turtles is going to be better than this movie. And I'm sorry if anyone that watches this is like, these guys are nuts. But this movie was like, it was just so meh, this movie.
I'm going to say it as well. I feel Barbie's probably better than this movie.
We haven't even seen Barbie yet. And we were saying last night, we were saying last night, we wish we saw Barbie over this. Again, we walked out of it, so...
Here's a good one. What was worse, this or Barbie in the pink shoes? Although we managed to watch all of Barbie in the pink shoes.
So that was a good time because we had it like we knew what we were getting into.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't going to matter what Barbie movie it was. It was going to be funny and trash. You know what I mean? Like up until now, has there really been a significant Barbie movie?
Yeah.
Apparently, all these Mission Impossible movies are significant. So,
yes.
Alannis, another question for you.
Yes.
Why do people like Mission Impossible at all?
I don't know. And do the people that like the original TV show Mission Impossible like this, or is this like its own thing now?
I don't know, man. I almost wish that like this was like the MacGyver movie or something at least. I've got some chewing gum, I got this paper clip, and I got this shoelace. We're gonna make a bomb. Yeah, for anyone, like basically my thought on this movie is it's trash. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And again, this is the first movie I've walked out on.
Yeah. This is the second movie in my life that I've ever walked out on.
It was only because I hadn't seen any of the others. So I had no connection. I was like, I don't know any of these characters. I don't know anything. Like, this may as well... If you haven't seen any of the other Mission Impossibles, don't go see this movie. Whereas with Fast X, you can watch that movie and still have a laugh.
I have a feeling, though, we might not have seen it if we watched any of the other ones. We probably would have been like, oh, I ain't going there, man. So I feel like this... I don't know.
Yeah, we probably should have watched the other ones first. And again, 6 of them. And there's another one.
At least we're not committed to the second part of this.
Hey, I'm really confused. I kept saying, saying, doesn't Tom Cruise do another movie called Jack Reacher? And then I was watching King today, and I was like, they were talking about Jack Reacher 2, and it wasn't Tom Cruise. Am I wrong?
Yeah, there's John Krasinski took over the role, I think.
Oh. So, yeah, I bet you Tom Cruise was even like, why am I doing another Mission Impossible movie? It's called Jack Reacher.
What we could do next year is not see this movie and then go to see the second part.
Well, we saw this movie, Bob.
Yeah.
Most of it.
So same time next year?
No, it won't be next year. Is it next year? I know.
Yeah, it's next year.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I looked it up. Unless it's changed, I'm pretty sure it's next year.
Really? So it's doing what Fast X did.
Yeah. And yeah.
Does that mean, do you reckon that they've actually like shot all of it already?
I think that's I think so, yeah.
All right. Well, we've given our thoughts on this movie. I can't keep going. I'm about to walk out on this. I'm about to walk out on this podcast.
Yeah. I'm already then.
Who's getting up first, Alannis? Me or you? And you're like, "Right, on the count of three. One, two, three. We just both leave our computers. Let's just get into some trivia before we give our thoughts and final thoughts and whatever on this boring as fuck movie. Actually, I want to ask you one more thing before we get into the trivia. What was worse, Halloween Ends or this?
Oh. Halloween Ends.
I disagree. And you know how much I hated Halloween Ends. We sat through Halloween. There was a payoff at the end still, I guess, kind of. There was that moment that we wanted through the whole movie, kind of, at the end.
I suppose, yeah.
Like, the premise still mattered more to us. I even asked you last night what was worse, this or Morbius? What did you say?
I said...
You said this.
Did you?
And then you said Morbius, so I was confused. But you said this first. And I was like, whoa. No, wait. You said Morbius first. And then you said...
I think that's right, yeah.
And I was like, whoa, if you say Morbius is still worse than this, and I ain't never sit through Morbius. Anyway, yeah, no, Halloween Ends was terrible. Like, worst movie I've seen in the cinemas in, like, years. And this trumps it.
Friends don't let friends see Morbius.
Okay, so trivia. The frequent delays caused by COVID-19 ballooned the budget to $291 million, making it the most expensive Mission Impossible film and the most expensive film of Tom Cruise's career. While filming in Italy, 12 people on the set tested positive for COVID-19. As a result, when filming resumed in the UK, Tom Cruise personally paid $500,000 for an old cruise ship for the cast and the crew to isolate on. Now, this is what I say when I say that I didn't like this movie. I'm not a Tom Cruise fan. I don't really care about what Tom Cruise does. But I have respect for Tom Cruise. Yeah, he's a wacko. Yeah, he's into Scientology. And that's crazy. But look, I'm an atheist and I'm not religious at all. I have no thoughts on this. And I'm not trying to say you shouldn't be religious or whatever. But to me, is it just as crazy as any of the other religions? Probably not. But like whatever floats your boat. That's what I'm saying. I can still respect people. I still like people. I still have friends that are religious, and I have no problem with that. I find it a little bit weird. I've had a friend as a Scientologist. I guess a little more than someone that's a Christian or a Catholic or even a Muslim or whatever. You know what I mean? But still, kooky. But I like Tom Cruise. From what I hear that he does publicly, anyway, I don't know any like accusations that may be made against him. I don't know anything about any like that. You know, maybe something will come out that he's like a terrible person. But from what I've heard, like he's a genuine nice guy to most people that come across him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Filming started in Venice on the same day Northern Italy locked down for COVID-19. Production was hastily moved to Rome, only to be shut down again. On Tuesday, January 15, 2019, Tom Cruise revealed the initial planned release date was set for 2021, with the 8th film penned for 2022. The scene with the steam engine at the destroyed bridge was filmed at the former Dalton Quarry, Stony Middleton, in the Derbyshire Peak District in England. We didn't see that part.
Nope.
Okay, weird. I think you're wrong with the coming out. Production on the 7th and 8th installments will no longer be filmed back-to-back as originally planned. So what? You telling me they're going to film the whole thing in this next year and have it done by next year? I don't think so. Second tentpole movie of 2023 to feature a chase through Rome's city centre. The other being Fast X. Hey, yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Both movies feature the hero driving a car down the city's Spanish steps.
And didn't that also happen in Indiana Jones?
Yeah, it just wasn't in Rome.
Yeah.
But it was pretty much the identical thing. Just with those little fucking like meep cars. And we'll do one more before we get into our final thoughts to wrap this up. According to Puck, I have no idea what that is. Tom Cruise was pretty pissed and complaining loudly to Paramount executives about this film losing IMAX screens in its second week to Oppenheimer. So yeah, okay. As much as I say Tom Cruise, I respect him and he seems like a nice guy, he also seems a bit full of himself and like he's a dick at the same time. As we were talking last night, we were like, why wasn't this like, oh, quickly. We haven't even talked about this yet before we give our final thoughts. 40X experience.
There was a couple of moments I liked. There were a couple of smells, like when the gas went off and the car was doing burnouts. The lighting was good with the explosions and the gunfire, but other than that, it was very largely wasted. There was barely any subtle kind of you're moving with the camera.
Do not see this movie in 40X.
Yeah,
not that you'll have a chance to.
It.
Not that you'll have a chance to, because as we said, it just lost all its screens to Oppenheimer. And I can guarantee you that Oppenheimer's going to do better.
And it's about to lose its 40X to the Meg.
That's crazy, man. Okay, just for comparison, this movie opened 2 weeks ago at the most, and is now finishing its 40X run this week. Transformers is still showing in 40X. When did that movie?
That was the start of June.
Transformers: Rise of the Beasts came out. It came out June 9th. Yeah. Not for us, though. We got it at the end of June, remember?
Oh, yeah.
We got it on June 22nd. And it's still showing. Nearly at the end of July. So, like, 5 weeks after. And Mission Impossible is done in 2. I heard as well that we were correct when we said that this was projected to do much better than it actually did, and it was a bit of a letdown for everybody. I checked that out, and yes, I am correct. This was projected to do much higher in box office, and they're not happy with the result. They thought, yeah, we're going to make our money back probably, but that's it. Maybe a bit of profit, but this ain't going to be no Top Gun Maverick or even Transformers, you know?
No.
I wonder what Transformers has made now collectively, like totally.
It would have to be doing all right.
Well, yeah, it's made more than Mission Impossible. $427 million.
There you go.
I don't think Mission Impossible's got much of a hope of making much more. With how dead it was last night, there is no way.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get into our final thoughts, Alannis. Wrap this fucking thing up before I walk out on it. Just like my mum walked out on my dad. No.
Don't see it in 40X, and if you haven't seen the other ones, maybe don't see it.
And we apologize if we upset anyone by not really watching this movie as much as we probably should have.
Yeah.
How sorry are you?
Watch the next movies more.
Ugh, man. I just don't know what to think anymore. I just know that I've got a terrible taste in movies or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, we tried, and that's the main thing. We tried.
Exactly. Like, would you rather we just didn't do this? Probably. Now, I forgot to download the screenshot, the things you gave me. So I'm just looking for those quickly. And I selected download on both of them, and I don't know where they saved to. I'm just checking now. Okay.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery, just like my understanding of why people like Mission Impossible. It's a mystery.
And the ending of Mission Impossible is a mystery.
It shall remain a mystery.
I won't even use the time it takes to Wikipedia.
You won't even believe what happened at the end of this movie. What?
Spoiler alert. Oh.
Hmm?
Hey, at least we didn't give spoilers. Like,
Yeah.
spoiler-free review.
This is probably our least spoilerish review we've ever done. And that's saying something, because we spoil the shit out of movies. Oh my god, man. I'm going to lose my shit in a minute because I can't find anything. All right, here they are. Wait, yeah. Was it you on the motorbike? It was, wasn't it?
It was. That's what I was doing in my head whilst watching this movie.
All right, let's get into our rankings, Alannis. Now, which one was the 40X one? Was it you on the bike?
No, that's a year in total.
Okay, cool. So let's bring up the 40X experience first. Where does this rank against our other 40X experiences? There you go, right at the bottom. So for me, Super Mario Bros. Is number 1. Number 2 is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Number 3, Transformers Rise of the Beast. Number 4, The Flash. Number 5, Fast X. Number 6, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 7, Mission Impossible. Alannis is the Super Mario Brothers movie at number 1. Transformers Rise of the Beast at number 2. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny at number 3. The Flash at number 4. Fast X at number 5. Guardians of the Galaxy at number 6. And Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 at the bottom again. That's for the 40X experience. And now where does it rank in our overall experiences for the year? I'm pretty sure everyone can understand, already guess where this is going. Come up, cunt.
Dramatic pause.
So for me, my movies of the year list goes from this great movie, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, being my number 1 movie of the year, to number 2, the Super Mario Brothers movie, number 3, Scream 6, number 4, The Flash, number 5, Avatar: The Way of the Water, number 6, Transformers: Rise of the Beast, number 7, Cocaine Bear, number 8, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, number 9, Evil Dead Rise, number 10, Guardians of the Galaxy, number 11, Fast X, and number 12, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. And then Alannis goes, number 1, Evil Dead Rise, number 2, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, number 3, Guardians of the Galaxy, number 4, Avatar: The Way of the Water, number 5, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, number 6, Transformers: Rise of the Beast, number 7, Scream 6, number 8, the Super Mario Brothers movie, number 9, The Flash, number 10, Cocaine Bear, number 11, Fast X, and number 12, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Dead boring.
Dead boring.
So that is our review of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. We hope you probably didn't enjoy this review. I'm out of here.
Wait, I'm going downstairs.
No. Thanks, guys, for watching. I really just want to walk out on this podcast. So I've been your host, Tomye West. Joining me, as always, has been my co-host, Alannis Maximus.